Hello everyone, this is ICBs here again, and today I'm going to be talking about What If Season 2 Episode 1. And I know it's been out for a while, and we also got another new Marvel show called Echo, and people have been talking about that show a lot as well, but I haven't gotten around to watching it or even watching the reviews for it. So I'm kind of late in the game here because I've been really busy with the two jobs that I have right now. So yeah, you can imagine how busy I am right now. I'm literally busy for like 22 hours of the day. Like a day has 24 hours, so you can imagine that I have 2 hours, and in those 2 hours I literally only eat and then go back to work. So yeah, that the story of my life right now. So you can imagine doing YouTube on top of that. So yeah, I just basically record on the weekends, but this is not a weekend right now. I just found some free time, so I thought, hey, maybe I should make a review of this one episode that I watched. And basically no one probably cares about What If season because I think it just went way under the rug. No one really cares about Marvel anymore. I mean, people used to before, but now it doesn't even get a lot of views when I make content about Marvel. But anyways, I watched the first episode, and well, I have some thoughts to share. And the first episode is obviously about Gamora, and one of the first things that you obviously notice about Gamora is that she doesn't really look like a woman, right? I don't know, man. I mean, they made a weird change in the second Guardians movie to make Gamora look like a guy. I mean, physically, I mean, her face looks like a 12-year-old boy and her body looks like a skinny guy. And they're doing the same thing in this season as well. I don't know why Marvel keeps making women look so androgynous in a way. Like, they don't look like women and they don't look like men. They're just something in between. It's really weird. Like, they're just trying to erase gender as a whole. Like, I don't understand what they're trying to do. I mean, she's supposed to be a comic book character, but you know, like, I hear you saying that, hey man, you're just body shaming. But no, I mean, they portrayed her perfectly in the first Guardians movie. She looked way better in the first Guardians movie compared to the second and then this episode. So I don't know, like, it just feels really awkward that they're making this drastic change on her body and they're not even commenting about it because it's a really big difference, and they're just like pretended that didn't even happen. Because when they released the posters for the second Guardians movie, everyone noticed it, and I was really positive that they would make some kind of reference to it in the movie or something, but they never did. They don't even acknowledge it. Like, such a drastic difference. And I'm sorry, I've been talking about 3 minutes for just this thing. This is supposed to be a review of the episode. I'm so sorry. I should not be talking about this. I don't know why I made a big deal about it. Anyways, what do I think about the first episode? Well, there are two very different ratings that I have. If I were to rate this episode just on the visual aspects, then this episode basically gets a 10 out of 10 because it looks visually really gorgeous. The art direction is out of this world. Actually, it's not out of this world because I think they are referencing a lot of Blade Runner movies. So it looks visually really good. It looks really minimalistic, futuristic kind of a design, and I absolutely adore it. But when it comes to the story, it is really bad. Like, it's not the worst thing ever. You can watch it, it's serviceable, but I don't know what Marvel is thinking. Like, they have an opportunity with this season. Like, what if is a concept that you can go crazy with, and they're using that what if concept to make the most cookie cutter storylines ever. I watched the first season, there were only like really cookie cutter storylines. There was probably one episode with the zombies that I really liked, but other than that, it's just really bad and cookie cutter vanilla kind of stories that I really don't like. Like, you're supposed to take this concept and just go crazy, like balls to the walls bonkers, and you're taking that concept and you're making a storyline that a 12-year-old might appreciate. And it's such a disappointment because you could do so much and you're not doing it. I really don't know what the problem with Marvel is. It feels like Marvel is really spending a lot of their budget these days on the visual aspect of things. I mean, maybe not so much because even some of the live action movies don't really have that great of CGI, but it does feel like that Marvel is spending more of their budget in hiring people to make their shows or movies look as good as possible instead of hiring good writers, which should be their priority. In this instance, I think this show could have benefited a lot, not this show, but this episode could have benefited a lot from good writing. And I don't know what the production of a movie is or a show is supposed to be like, because I think hiring a writer should be the cheapest part of making a movie, because you just have to write a script. It just needs to be words on paper, which should be like the cheapest thing to do, and you can't even afford to do that. I don't know what kind of writers that Marvel is employing right now, but they're not doing a good job. Not just with this episode, but with everything that Marvel has been making recently is a stark contrast with phase 3 and 2 and 1. It just feels like Marvel is hiring completely different people to write the phases that Marvel is in right now, 4, 5 or whatever. So it just feels really awful that Marvel is not really putting a lot of their effort and focus in writing, and instead they're just focusing on making things that look visually good, which of course they do. Like this episode looks visually really good, but the story is just cookie cutter. Like you see the twist villain comes like a mile away. I think the biggest twist would have been, if spoiler alert, maybe not a spoiler alert because I'm making this up, I think that twist would have been if Gamora was the villain. You know what? I just realized I've been calling her Gamora. It's supposed to be Nebula. I feel like such an idiot right now. You know what? I don't have the time to re-record this video. You're just going to have to deal with it. It's not Gamora, it's Nebula. And you're probably not watching this thing right now, and someone's probably going already in the comments like, it's supposed to be Nebula. I know. I'm sorry. I'm overworked right now. My brain is not braining right now. I'm sorry. So yeah, it would have been a really great twist if Nebula was the villain all along and she was working with I don't know, the villain, or maybe she even double crosses everyone and takes over the planet or something. That would have been, I don't know, surprising, because whatever they did is not surprising at all. It was just cookie cutter storyline of a detective doing her work or something. So yeah, it was like 30 minutes of cookie cutter storylines. Anyways, I think it's been like 10 minutes of me recording this thing right now, so I should probably stop right now because I don't like to record more than 10 minutes. But after, I think, editing, you should get this video for about maybe 8 minutes or something. But yeah, I don't know, this is such a terrible review. Well, I don't know, I guess I'll just keep on ranting if I keep recording. So I'm going to end this review over here. It wasn't really one of my best reviews ever, so yeah, I'm sorry about that. It just, I'm really busy and I don't even know why I suddenly got the motivation to record this. But yeah, I had a burst of motivation and I sat down and I recorded it. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts on this episode in the comments down below, and as always, it's time for a goodbye.